Woodburn Hall is there at first receiver. Eventually he is hauled to ground, and Isleworth boy. Wonder if his friends and family are here today. Dufresne senses a gap in the line and darts through. Batley already back on their line with Moore over the ball again. Calcott once more goes on his own and ducks towards the sticks. This is the last tackle. Have Halifax got away through? Point blank range for Brandon Moore to open the scoring for Halifax. First set of 6, and the Panthers pounce first. It's Moore to give Halifax the dream start at Wembley.
Yeah, it's the error from the Batley Bulldogs coming out, George. That's the real issue for them. I mentioned to you just a minute ago that you can't start games poorly, and they've been punished to the nth degree here by Brandon Moore. Spent some time sat in the left-hand side of where we're in our commentary position with some Halifax fans and a sponsor of the club up there when Hull KR played against Lee, and I said I would mention them. It's such a big gap on the try line, isn't it, where Brandon Moore just exposes some really poor numbered defence. James Brown just gets attracted towards the ruck. He's on one knee, and by the time he gets off his knee, it's too difficult for Dane Manning to stop that try. You see Josh Woods turns away in a little bit of disgust, really, because that's far too easy. And for a rugby league team to concede a try like that, George, it's absolutely criminal. From dropping the football to allowing Brandon Moore to go over, and then I think it's Dufresne who adds the extras from almost in front to give the Panthers a 6-0 lead very early in this game.
Barely 3 gone, and Halifax have a 6-0 lead. Moore's try, catching them cold from dummy half, and Louis Dufresne tagging on the 2. What a chance. Dufresne feeds the scrum, and immediately with Woodburn Hall. Walmsley screaming for it. They're almost there, they're over the line.
I can't have got that ball down for me. There's too many Batley Bulldogs defenders.
It was Brandon Pickersgill, almost dragged over the line, but he knew he hadn't got it down.
He was almost there though, wasn't he? Woodburn Hall to the line and plays on that sweep line again to Buchanan, who shows great strength to get to the corner but just held up.
There's Kavanagh setting Halifax up again in front of the sticks. Here's the try scorer Moore, attacking a post with Woodburn Hall. No look pass, no way through this time for Calcott, who's already in the wars. Moore, Woodburn Hall, good step.
Super form, isn't he? He was fantastic last week.
Really dangerous player.
Over the Rovers.
Moore, short ball. They're going to score again, Halifax.
Yes, they are.
Kavanagh this time. Oh, he's held up. The fans are celebrating, but Jack Smith says no.
It looked for all money. He was over the line. I'm not sure why or what the referee and the near side official have seen here, but I think he should really score, shouldn't he? Kavanagh. He squirms out.
Seems to have done the hard bit.
Yeah, he gets away from.
Oh, does he not get that down?
Wow, it's some tackle though, isn't it?
It's Brandon Moore, little scurry. Woodburn Hall steps out of the tackle, still going. Move. Last tackle with Moore. They're going to run at the post here. Millimetres short is Jacob Fairbank, but Batley defend their line. White. Ben White wanting to go on his own. Is he over? He is, but he's held up. Batley fans celebrating a try that doesn't exist. That's Ryan Lannon, another of the Panthers interchanges.
You'd argue here, George, that deserved to be further in front, wouldn't you, in the opening 30 minutes?
Tangata with Woodburn Hall. Skipping away is Jake Mason. O'Brien has a look. Tangata again. Seeing a lot of the ball since his introduction. O'Brien with Leroya lurking on his left shoulder. Has a look at Leroya and goes right. Gives it to the other Frenchman, Dufresne. Did Kamula take him high?
You're going to go 8 in front of you. That is a high shot.
Apologetic look. What, me? It was you, Sammy. And they will take the 2. And Halifax are poised to move 2 scores clear at 8-0 in the 1895 Cup final. No mistake at all. Dings it through and true. And Halifax have an early stranglehold. Half an hour into the final. The Panthers leading 8 points to 0. There's O'Brien with Dufresne on his right shoulder.
Away, Mikey Ward, off the leg.
Percentage rugby league from Halifax right now.
Oh, you've just got off the leg in time.
Oh, he's true.
Now then, clean breakthrough. What an opportunity. Good defence. They're back in number, Batley. What a dangerous break that was from McComb. And it's Dufresne to caress the ball through the middle of the post. Faultless once more, 3 from 3 for Dufresne. And a 10-0 Halifax Cup final lead.
You can't stress the importance of that, George. The importance of knocking over 2 points when it's on offer, whether that's to go from, try into 6 points as Brandon Moore goes over early, or whether it's another penalty goal to put them 8 in front and now 10 in front. Just keep that scoreboard ticking over, and a quality goal kicker often wins these big matches.
Louis, straight out!
Kibula takes a breather.
Go, Matty, you're not square, Matty G. Louis good.
Alistair Leake's still out there and he's dropped the ball. Knock on, big moment in the final. And then he said something and Halifax have another penalty.
I just can't speak like that. Is it Adam Gledhill who?
Well, it was a knock on. The referee immediately upgraded that to a penalty.
Lads, it's a penalty. Descent off Adam.
Dissent against Batley. Kickable penalty in front of the post. Dufresne's going to have another go here.
Well, this puts them within, 2 scores in front, doesn't it? And that means the Bulldogs, who haven't scored for 56 minutes of this game, George, have got to score twice in 25 minutes. So
3 from 3 from the right boot of this man, Louis Dufresne, to make it 4 from 4. He's already turned, he knows. It's a 12-0 Halifax Panthers lead with 23 minutes of the final remaining. Half-hearted singing coming from the Batley fans, but they need their team to spark something too.
4. Jacob away!
They've had a decent little spell after half-time, but Halifax back in firm control now and throwing the ball around really nicely. Hooley could be in touch far side, he is.
Yeah, and that's again, it's Batley who are trying to get the way back into this game, going to an edge, and Halifax are just shepherding him that way and just throws him over the sideline, doesn't he? And a drop goal wouldn't go amiss, George. Any sort of point that puts you 3 scores in front, and I know it sounds really stupid that so early in the game at 61 minutes, but I tell you now, it's a long way back to score 3 tries in 20 minutes when you haven't got 1 in 60.
I know that Dufresne will have that in his mind, Paul, already. He's kicked 4 from 4. He'll know that he's got that chance, but they fancy more.
I think Dufresne's pointing at it now, George. We can see from our vantage point, you can just see Dufresne shepherding the players towards the posts.
12-0 Halifax lead. Final quarter of the 1895 Cup final. O'Brien, here's Dufresne. Matty G takes it on. They're right in front of the sticks, right side.
4 players.
The cup final's here for them here. O'Brien. Lannon right over the top of Brown.
Dufresne just sits in a pocket, should knock it over.
The last tackle, they're not interested yet. O'Brien's just going to turn it over.
It's as good a place as any to turn it over, but I'm really surprised, as you said, George, if he didn't have in his mind that he should be given a message to have it in his mind from his coach, Simon Griggs, now.
But it's frustratingly slow for Manning. Woods, White, and then Gledhill. It's the setup.
They've got to go to their right here, me.
It's the last tackle. What have they got, Batley? White, Meadows. They're running it on the last. They're going to get caught in possession. Flung out the back door. What a pass that is! It's a wonderful Wembley try. And Batley are back in business. This to make it a 1-score game. Hooley doesn't like it. Oh, he does now.
Wow.
He stayed motionless, transfixed until the flags went up. And out of nowhere with 14 to go, Batley are on the board. Halifax's lead is trimmed. to a converted score. The Panthers lead 12-6.
And I think Ryan Lannon would love his time over again and not throw that intercept pass when they're on the front foot, but take absolutely nothing away from the skill level there of the right centre, Josh Hodgson, who's just put it on a plate for Dale Morton.
Alistair Leake, Woods, Meadows, opening up.
Great tackle. I think that's Woodburn Hall who gets Kavanagh, isn't it?
Leake over the line, held up over the line.
Short the line, tackle 4, he's short.
Woodburn Hall's tackle on Buchanan, sorry, it was absolutely sensational.
Here's Meadows, shows a dummy, and then Tangata's there to clobber him. The fans enjoyed that one. Leake looking to get his charges going. White, Ward stamps one over the top. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Batley Ball. He might be in touch here. And he is in touch.
I think it's
unless
a
the
knock-on.
referee says he's been... What's he going to say
It's
here?
a knock-on from Saltonstall, isn't it? It's the only error that the back three have made from Halifax. You've had Pickerskill, who's been first class, Walmsley on the other side, and that's the first error from Saltonstall, and it could prove to be really costly again. Midfield scrum to Batley.
What a defensive effort this is from Halifax. Meadows trying to make something happen for Buchanan.
Well, they're rolling the sleeves up, George. If they win it with defence here, then you can't begrudge them the trophy.
White, Riley, towards the line goes Martin Riley.
Matty G, what a tackle.
White, Leake with a change of direction and another. It's on the
Last
Hooter,
play.
it's the last play. Hooley,
Oh, that's dangerous, that ball.
it's still alive, Meadows. He's kicking for the corner. If Halifax take this, they've won it, it's still alive.
Still 4.
It's come out the back. Batley throwing it around. Desperate stuff from the Bulldogs. Still
Oh,
they
there's a
come
chance
with Riley.
here.
Meadows. Last play. Hooley's there. He wants it. Hooley keeps it going. They
What a try!
Unbelievable finish. And Elliot Keir scores. Batley have a kick to send us to a tie. What Wembley drama. The Ray French Player of the Match award, by the way, has been won by Louis Dufresne. The Halifax number 6.
What odds, George, would we have of 2 Golden Point Cup finals on the same day at Wembley Stadium today?
It couldn't be a tougher kick, maybe by half a foot.
Well, it could be on the other side of the field, George, for a right foot kicker, couldn't it?
You're right, fair point.
And he's
Good
nailed
angle.
that. And he's nailed that. In or out, George?
But not
Where's your
under
money?
this pressure. I'm not backing anything here.
I'm going to back him.
Let's
I
just enjoy the drama.
I just think rugby league players are there to make themselves heroes, and in particular kickers. Here we go.
Can Hooley be a hero? The Hooter's gone. If he misses, Halifax have won the cup. He's put it wide. Luke Hooley has put it wide. And Halifax celebrate. The Hooter sounds. Luke Hooley is inconsolable. Halifax hang on. But what a cup final. Batley gave it everything second half. They were 1 kick away from Golden Point extra time. Hooley's kick fades wide, and it's Halifax Panthers who win at Wembley for the first time in 36 years. All our thoughts with Luke Hooley with a difficult conversion miss, but we can get some reaction on Halifax's cup final victory. Andy Wilson is down with some very happy Panthers on the Wembley pitch.
It's unreal to be fair. I never think I would have played in this stadium, and to do it with them boys, they're unreal. I love them all. Look at that wave of support we got. It's just unreal feeling.
And your goal kicking was crucial today as well. You felt it was coming off nicely.
Yeah. I had a few nightmares with my kicking boots in the last few weeks, so good to put them on today to have the lad. I've done my bit, but our middle and backs, the carry they made and the tackle they made have been unreal today, so all credit to them.
You've been in England a long time, but would this be the highlight of your time in England?
I have to be really sad playing at Wembley, home of England or anything. I just love it. So playing here with Halifax has to be highlights.
And great to do it for French Rugby League as well.
Yeah. I think we got Tony Gigot won the man of the match for Challenge Cup. I forget the name, sorry of it. So it's good to get one. Two lads from Avignon, small town in France. So to get it here on the top stage is unreal.
Thank you, Louis, and enjoy the night.
Yeah, thank you. Good to see you.
That's Louis Dufresne, the winner of the Ray French Player of the Match Award.
Yeah, look, I feel for Batley, I feel for really having to take a kick to try and pick something at the end there, but look, I thought we earned it from minute one. I thought we were the dominant team. I really have to boys been up and down here, and a lot goes into this. Our club fans behind us, people behind the scenes that work to put this on. It's not an everyday occurrence. It's a coming to Wembley. I think we've done a really good job with it, and more than that, I thought champions just made it the right contributor, because that's two committed teams that most important stuff, and obviously ground it out to the very end. To come out on the right side of it, I'm so really proud of the boys and the efforts they put in.
The defence all the way through was good, but certainly the last 5 minutes you had to work hard, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a great team, and everyone says it about Batley. They don't go away. They keep turning up, and certainly did that. They didn't disappoint, and we had that energy and desire and want for each other, which you've got to have in these big games, and we just did enough. They come up with a brilliant play at the end. It'll look good when I go watch it back. That many offloads and then sneaking in the corner would have been really disheartening. To have lost or tied the game on that, as I said, I thought we did enough.
I just spoke to Louis Dufresne, man of the match, and his kicking was crucial in the end.
Yeah, it was great. Apart from the short one he did in yardage, which gave every Halifax fan in the stadium a bit of an heart attack there. But now Lou was good. He's been good for us this year. I think it's a bit of a forgotten thing. We've lost our number 7 a long while back against Saints in the Challenge Cup, and Louis come on and took a lot of responsibility on, as has Woodburn Hall and Adam O'Brien coming in, Brandon Moore. That spine's been really good for us, and you're right, Louis he's a talent.
And for you as a Halifax man, and also leaving the club at the end of this year, it must be a very satisfying moment.
Yeah, really proud. We'll enjoy tonight, but I am leaving at the end of the year, and we've got 6 league games and playoffs to go at, haven't we? So as coaches, we move on quite fast. But yeah, we'll definitely enjoy tonight, a few beers and get a bit of ease, and then we'll look at the playoffs and try and make sure we can finish the season on the high, because obviously I ain't leaving today.
And you mentioned the fans a couple of times. I mean, Lee were in the equivalent position this time last year, and we saw them earlier today. Could be this sort of rebirth of the club in a way, this win.
I think it's great to get eyeballs on the club. But Lee are a bit special, aren't they? They had a Super League team playing Championship. We've got blokes who've had to get days off work, who, building sites, turning up to promos. Actually, Brandon Moore and James Brown both turned up in the boots and the work gear, all dusting off for the promotional stuff this week, which was pretty funny to see. But to emulate what they've done would be great, but we're not quite there yet. But hopefully we can pique some interest in our town and jag a few more supporters off the back of this, and that'll end up riding us there one day.
Thank you, Simon. Well done.
Well, there were no smiles as the Batley players went up to collect their runners-up medals, but this is the happy walk up the steps, reserved this evening at Wembley for Halifax, led up by the player of the match, Louis Dufresne. Ben Woodburn Hall and Jake Mazin making their way up, along with Brandon Pickersgill. And Louis Dufresne will collect his Ray French medal as player of the match this afternoon. And there you can see Derek Beaumont still there, enjoying the moment.
I'm surprised he can still see Derek Beaumont. I reckon he's sunk about 27 pints of lager since this team won the Challenge Cup there. Louis Dufresne certainly deserves his Man of the Match award, barring that one kick which Simon mentioned again in yardage, which he'll have to learn from.
Well, it's Derek's company, of course. AB Sundecks, sponsors of this 1895 Cup. Louis Dufresne with a Ray French medal, and the Panthers poised for their moment, a moment they have waited for since last winning the Challenge Cup in 1987. 36 long years. They did make it back here 12 months later, beaten finalists in 88, but a long, barren run of big game success. Until now. This is Halifax's moment.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful moment for what is a club steeped in history, George, isn't it? And commiserations to Batley, as we say, but this is the Panthers moment, and their loyal band of fans behind the post there that have willfully egged them on to defend the line at the end of the game, which has got them over the line.
3 gripping finals on Wembley Finals Day. St Helens women winning the first ever Betfred Women's Challenge Cup to be played at the National Stadium here. Lee Leopards dramatically etching their name into the history books as the first ever Golden Point extra time winners of the Challenge Cup. And now for the first time Halifax Panthers have their name on the AB Sundecks 1895 Cup.
Yeah, Brandon Moore, the skipper, isn't he? Very proud moment for Brandon, his family and everybody associated with the club.
He scored the first try in the final, and now he gets his hand on the trophy. Brandon Moore, and Halifax Panthers celebrate. They've had a long old wait to feel emotions like this, but Wembley awaits and applauds the Halifax Panthers. 36 years after they last lifted silverware up those famous steps here at Wembley, Halifax have their moment. They are the 2023 AB Sundecks 1895 Cup winners. A compelling final, and Halifax worthy winners.
Yeah, absolutely sensational. And these are memories that will last a lifetime, George. I put an X out on social media, or as it's called now, about the cup I won and the final I won, and these are memories that can never be taken away from you as a player. You remember these for the rest of your life, and they're so important to remember and celebrate because they don't come around too often in a rugby league player's career. So absolutely congratulations to the Halifax Panthers, Simon Griggs, the board of directors, everybody associated with the club. Really pleased for the band of supporters that I was sat watching the Challenge Cup final with behind the post there, where, you know, when Hulkiar were picked by Lee. Really pleased for them, and I'm sure we'll catch them for a beer at some point this evening.
Well, that's the picture at Wembley Stadium. It's been some day, and for the winners, St Helens women, Lee Leopards, and now Halifax Panthers, it will also be some night.